How's it going, everyone? Today, we're going to be watching episode 6 of season 3 of Squid Game. Final episode of the season, final episode of the series. I am so nervous for what they have in store here. We are left off the very end of a game. We have one final round of this Sky Squid Game between 333 and Gi-hun, with the baby in between them. There's so much that they could do. I just don't know what direction they're going to go for. Let's just go ahead and find out. Just jump right into it. If you're interested in full-length reactions, then feel free to check out my Patreon. Full-length watch-alongs for this entire season, as well as other TV shows and movies will be over there. If you're interested in those. And if you're interested in supporting me, feel free to check that out. I really, really appreciate it. It's the first real sign that they're very close to the to the island now.
저는 한패가 아닙니다. 저놈들한테서 도망치려던 겁니다.
So glad they didn't shoot him on sight like they did with the other guys. Oh. Nice.
그 게임에 참가한
Good
겁니까?
thinking, player 246.
네. 어디입니까?
Right over there. Please don't make him go back. I mean, I guess if they're going to go to the island still, which makes sense. That's the whole goal, is go to the island. They're going to have to take him with them. Interesting title. Humans are ...
아이는 괜찮아요?
It's okay. It can be in this situation, I guess.
아이만 넘겨.
Hand over the baby. Okay, this is the direction we're going. Okay.
What the hell is he doing?
Being a dick as always.
그럼 다음 단계엔 너와 이 아이 둘 중 하나가 탈락해야 돼.
알고 있어.
너 설마 네 손으로 이 아이를 죽이고 그 돈을 가지고 여길 나가겠다고?
아이 넘겨.
끊어집니다. 참가자들은 5분 안에
Only 5 minutes this time. And no button to press. I mean, that's his plan all along. Get him and the baby to the end and then throw the baby over. Greedy piece of shit.
보셔야겠습니다.
We have a situation. That's an understatement. Oh, not just getting rid of his file, but setting fire to all of them. All of this binder anyway. Maybe that's the kind of hide who she's actually trying to get rid of by getting rid of a bunch at once. Hide that she's just trying to get rid of that one specific one. Although she's already deleted it from the computer as well, so. All right, we're just getting rid of everything. I mean, I'm happy with that too. Burn this whole place to the ground.
아이 내 너라니까.
우리가 못 건너가면 너도 죽어.
그럼 여기서 다 같이 죽든가.
Just totally selfish. It's either me or nobody. I'm getting out of here or nobody is.
해경에 연락했어요. 여기 위치 보냈으니까 2시간 안에 이쪽으로 올 겁니다.
Coast Guard calling in backup. Now we know exactly where the island is. There's no hiding as long as they tell people where it is and what to do.
해경이 도착하면 전부 사실대로 얘기하세요. 일이 끝나면 모든 책임은 제가 지겠습니다.
Is it coming back? That's questionable at this point.
내가 탈락자가 돼줄게.
When we started season 2, these two being paired up in the final round with a baby is just like not what I expected at all.
그렇게 슬쩍 넘어와서 난 밀어 죽이고 혼자서 상금 다 쳐먹으려고 하마터면 속을 뻔했어 당신 연기에.
날 믿어.
This guy is so psychotic now. He's just losing his mind.
약속을 했어.
약속? 누구랑 준이랑? 밖에서 원래 알던 사이야?
Guy, what is your problem?
설마 이 안에서 무슨 일 있었던 거야?
What a freak of nature. This guy's brain is just on fire right now.
준이 그게 껌딱지처럼 그쪽에 붙어서 처음부터 이상하다 생각해서 이 씨발
정신 차리고 내 말 들어.
그러니까 족가는 소리 하지 말고 애 다리 위에 올려놔.
God, his descent into madness and insanity was not something I realized was going to happen from the first time we saw him. It's just like he's just slowly descended into being worse and worse and worse.
빨리! 뒤로 빠져.
I wouldn't have done that. I mean, the bridge is still here. I would have gone backwards with the baby. I don't trust him with the baby at all. But maybe he's thinking, go back and get the knife. Yeah. It's unfortunate that he didn't already still have it on him. I'm so on edge right now. It's your first time even looking at the baby. Your baby. Oh! Run! Oh my god. Damn, dude. Nice jump. That was awesome. Please. Oh, the baby is so close to the edge. I don't like it. I'm so tense right now. Ah, your brother already knows you're here. He's gonna come meet you, I assume. Alone in 2017. They really keep tabs on everybody's life. That's crazy. With her husband and husband executed. Daughter is dead. I wonder if she already knew that, or that's how she's finding out because of the research they did. Oh, okay. That countdown was just for the bridge. Now this is the actual game. No one gets the poll, and we gotta click the button to start. Goddamn monster this guy's become. Literal monster. The performance he's giving, though, is incredible. Gi-hun will do literally anything to keep the baby from being dropped like that, from anything happening to it. Oh, nice. Immediately went to create a shield for himself. Oh! Doesn't work when you get stabbed like that. Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Why? You gotta do that to me. And still after all that, you see? He's not letting go. He's holding on to you. After all of that. You could have trusted him. Was the button never pressed? Does that count? You went out in such a horrific manner.
No one's ever won it twice before, right?
The front man's not there anymore to guide them and direct them and talk to them and move the pieces. The front man's gone somewhere else. Oh my god, people are actually coming. Of course they had to print the symbols on the drone as well. What will they do if they find this place? I mean, she has just burnt all of the evidence. I mean, they still have the computers, so hopefully they can still shut this down. That would be amazing if the games actually get shut down as a result of everything here, because that's many points throughout this. I thought it was just totally doomed, that would never happen. Look at how close the baby is to the edge. Go, please. What if it, like, rolls? I don't think babies in that young age can do that, but just in case. Yeah, the button was never pressed, so what does that mean? She's gonna do it. Because the button was never pressed, one of them still has to die. So is Gi-hun gonna sacrifice himself? She's so close. She's right on the edge of making that decision. Hearing the baby's cries stopped her. God, I'm just like a ball of tension right now.
What are you waiting for, 4, 5, 6? Just to end it already.
Some goodbyes take time.
Yeah, one of them still has to go. And they expect him to do the baby, obviously, when that's clearly not what's going to happen. We are really going to lose Gi-hun, aren't we? But how do you know if they're going to actually abide by their own rules and actually set this baby up? Like, how do you know they're actually going to get this baby out of here if you aren't there to help it? And she gets to witness Gi-hun's sacrifice for this kid. Of course, all these assholes are going to be shocked. What is he doing?
우리 말이 아니야, 사람이야.
Yeah, that's a big F you to these games.
사람은
Humans are this in reality. In reality, humans sacrifice and are good. At least that's what Gi-hun believes.
456번. 탈락.
Genuinely am in shock right now. I knew it was a possibility, but to see it happen, to hear those words, player 456 eliminated, is just shocking to hear.
게임이 종료되었습니다.
And what is this dickwad thinking to himself right now? Evacuation, well, they're all gonna leave.
모든 인원은 탈출 장소로
Escape point. The Coast Guards are coming. Oh god, what does this button do?
멈추고
Please tell me someone's got the baby and we're actually getting the baby out of here. Is this whole thing gonna self-destruct in 30 minutes? The game over message at the top. God. Oh, well, we see the explosives right here. He knows he's got 30 minutes to get to his brother. He may not be getting out. Both of them probably aren't getting out. He needs to see his brother and speak with him. She's got his mask. I'm so glad she decided to stick around. Is he going to personally collect the baby himself? Oh, feel like it's all. I always feel like it's kind of disrespectful to show the bleeding dead bodies of characters we've come to love. After everything, Gi-hun. Do you have faith in humanity now, frontman? Did that give you even a little ounce of faith in humanity now? Gi-hun may not have stopped the games single-handedly or saved everybody here, but he saved one new life, and he showed what humanity can be to all those watching. Oh, there he is, reunited at last. The baby won. You better take it and set it up with a good life and give it all its money. Actually reunited at last. Brother to brother, face to face. Don't shoot him, he's holding a baby! Just crazy how you can go from being a desperate player in one of these games to the front man running the entire thing with life and things you have to see and experience to get to that point, to get to the point where the front man is now. She's on board with everybody else. What's she still got up her sleeve? Guess we're saying bye-bye to all of this place. All of the different games, all of the different spaces where the games took place. All the bodies left behind.
4, 3, 2.
You saved someone in the end, Gi-hun. Oh, that's a cool shot. Seeing the explosion, the reflection of his eyes. He did get out. Oh, I'm kind of shocked, actually. And of course, they're gonna like get away with it because all the evidence just got destroyed. Oh? Oh. 6 months later, okay. She's getting drawn by him.
혹시 봉천동 쪽 사세요?
아니요.
혹시 여기서 제가 그림 한번 그려드린 적 있었나요?
왜요?
아, 저는 어디서 한번 뵌 적이 있는 것 같아서요.
He's alive. He's back to doing his portraits.
전에 여기서 잠깐 일한 적 있어요.
어쩐지 그리는데 자꾸 익숙한 느낌이 들더라고요.
I mean, she was always in a costume, so I don't know if he would have seen her without it.
아, 맞어.
Probably just a feeling.
네, 토끼랑
Oh.
안녕 나연아.
안녕하세요.
아니, 우리 나연이를 아세요?
여기서 일할 때 들었어요. 나연이 아팠던 거. 건강해 보이네요.
네. 주위에 여러분들이 도와주셔가지고요.
I thought she would have some sort of plan for all those guys on that boat, but she was just getting away. Making it back here.
더 이상 아프면 안 돼.
네.
그림이 아직 완성이 덜 됐는데.
다음에 다시 올게요.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll come visit. Check in.
땅 까주세요.
아빠 까줄게.
I'm so glad he was able to go back to his normal life after everything he saw and everything that happened to him. And her, she killed a lot of people in the games, but she did something good at least.
노을씨 딸 찾아주던 사람. 중국에서 노을씨 딸을 봤다는 사람이 있어.
Oh,
여러 가지 정황상 일치하는 데가 많아. 딸 이름
so her daughter's not dead. She had been resigned to the
노을씨 내 말.
idea that she was. Oh, she saved a piece of the burning picture.
그래. 연락.
He's fine. He was just probably held in prison for a little while.
이런다고 네 죄가 줄어들 것 같아? 망 좀 버렸더니 그새를 못 참고 잠을 자냐? 아유 세상이 진짜 불공평해. 죄는 네가 짓고 깜빵은 내가 가고.
아니 형님 죄송은 한데요. 아니 그래도 형님이 진 것이 맞죠.
새끼가.
최 회사님.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was only 6 months. Presumably, you got off not too bad for everything you helped do. I mean, you helped save him,
났더라고. 아니 밥도 잘 나와.
which in turn helped save that father.
막상 다 끝났다니까. 갑자기 허전한 게 뭘 해야 할지 모르겠네.
Is it really over though? They may have exploded that place, but so many of them still got away.
아니 이 대부업이 생각해 보면 괜찮아. 따지고 보면은 어려운 사람들 도와주면서 돈을 버는 거라니까.
Loaning people money is what got most of those people into the situation that they were in the games. So maybe let's just not contribute to that anymore.
네, 제가 갔을 땐 이미 그 방은 비어 있었어요.
Oh,
그 놈이 가져갔지. 거기 아는 사람 우리 둘밖에 없는.
I'm sure they were keeping tabs on Gi-hun the entire time.
사장이?
저도 그랬으면 좋겠네요.
What I assume is that he was being looked after. He was being stalked, and they know that where he kept his money, where he hid and was living, and they went and took all the money. Oh, congrats. You have a baby now. Still wearing 222's jacket. Bloody jacket. At least they got the baby out and actually gave it its money. Jun-ho here is the benefactor, like it's to look after the money, whatever the word for that is. 0222. Not a great pin number, but that's probably what it is. Won the whole thing, all the money for one baby. Let's hope that this baby has a great life now.
아이고 새벽에 어머니 어서 오셔. 고생 많았습니다.
Oh, he meeting his grandmother?
인사해야지.
He looks so old and tall compared to the age he was described as in the first season. But I guess a lot of years have passed now, and
많이 컸구나. 미안하다.
yeah, kid, your mother saved Gi-hun from
너무 늦게 왔지.
killing a bunch of people in cold blood in the middle of the night. Just the memory of her. So interesting to come back to the storyline after all this time.
중국 연기랭 215편 14시 30분 출발 맞으시죠?
Going to China to find her daughter.
울씨 나가는 날이 오늘이었어?
네. 지금 공항이에요.
무슨 일 생기면 나한테 바로 연락하고.
그럴게요.
꼭 찾아서 와야 돼.
감사합니다.
I mean, that guy's just connecting people left and right.
어때? 느낌 있지?
The Pink Motel.
내가 봤을 때는 이 동네에 술집도 많고 노래방도 많고
장사 잘 돼.
아니 근데 리모델링비가 설탕이 나올 것 같은데요.
just taking over Gi-hun's little hotel here. They're gonna have to put a bunch of those walls and get rid of all the guns and the firing range.
여기가 거기다고요?
그래.
여기가 근데 분침대가 있던 자리구만요.
그렇다니까 어떤 새끼지 10,000원짜리 한 장도 안 남기고 CCTV를 싹 다 지워버리고. 아,
그 형사놈이 먹고 주댕이 확 닦아본 거 아닐까요?
No.
아, 어떤 새끼가 가져간 거야? 씨.
Someone related to the games, obviously. Oh, LA. Very close to where I live.
혹시 여기가 성가영 씨 집입니까?
전데요. 누구세요?
성균 씨를 아는 사람입니다.
This is Ji-hun's daughter?
가영 씨에게 전해드릴 게 있어서 왔습니다.
Why you gotta put it in a box with the freaking shapes on it and stuff? That's so disrespectful.
아빠가 보냈어요.
Doesn't really hear from her dad anymore.
가서 아빠한테 전해주세요. 난 이제 아빠가 연락을 하든 말든 상관없다고. 그냥 아빠는 없는 셈 치고 살 거라고. 그러니까 관심 끊으라고.
이건 성균 씨 유품입니다.
I can understand her anger. She doesn't know what's happened, obviously.
성균 씨께서 돌아가셨습니다.
Oh, wow, he told her.
가영 양에게 남기신 겁니다.
I'm like shocked at everything. Like, I'm shocked that he's here, hand delivering this to her, like hand delivering it himself to her, telling her that he's dead. It's like he actually felt a real connection with Gi-hun, or he thought he felt a connection with Gi-hun. He thought he was going to show him that his way of thinking was the right way of thinking. And Gi-hun surprised him and maybe changed his mind a little bit. Probably not. You gave her his bloody jacket ripped off of his dead body. Well, how'd you get that, first of all? Oh, I guess he wasn't wearing it when he died. So they could have taken all of those jackets the night that they had that dinner. And maybe that's got all of his money back onto it because he had taken all the money out and maybe he took it and put it all back in to give to her. That's going to be so confusing for her. Like, what is this jacket? Why's it got blood all over it? What does it have to do with my dad? And what is all this money? There's so many questions. Oh, come on. This game. What? This game is happening here in LA? This is in an alleyway? What? What? Why is she here? Just for a cameo at the end? What?
All right. Let's go again.
So this is a franchise all across the world, in all nations, at least in the US and South Korea. Why is Cate Blanchett in Squid Game? What the hell? That was a crazy ending. He seems satisfied to see a fellow Squid Game worker there. So much to say here at the end of Squid Game, end of season 3, end of episode 6, just end of the series. I just can't believe that we're here. And honestly, I would say I'm pretty satisfied with this ending. I mean, I thought of all like as we were going through like season 2 and season 3, especially at the end of season 2 going into season 3, of just how doom and gloom I felt. I was so sure that there was no way these games were ever going to be stopped, and there was no way that anyone was getting out of here alive, and nothing that we hoped would happen starting at the beginning of season 2 was actually going to happen. And, you know, it was going to be completely doom and gloom all throughout the end. And in a lot of ways, it still was very upsetting and very much definitely still on the doom side of things. But I don't know. I knew, especially as we went into this episode, that Gi-hun was probably not going to make it out. I knew that he was probably going to sacrifice himself in some manner. I did not see things playing out quite the way they did. Like, I didn't see 333 going just as manic as he did, just becoming this monster that just was willing to drop his own child off of the platform to get out of the game himself and win all the money for himself. It was just all about money for him from the very beginning. And, you know, we see him get bullied by Thanos and Namgyu at the beginning of season 2, like all throughout. And he like obviously did like this crypto rug pull and was like, obviously not necessarily a good person. And he was like very standoffish with 222. And just like the whole time, he was a very complex feeling character. And that's one of the things I really loved about season 2 and season 3 is just how complex all of the characters seem to be. And we had this like whole 2-season arc to like really get to know a lot of them. And that just made seeing all of their deaths just that much worse. And like so many of the deaths in season 2 and season 3, in season 3 especially, the last several episodes have just like hit me so hard and were so hard to watch and were so upsetting. And there's just so many complex stories happening here, and it's complex character arcs happening here. And 333's character arc is not one that I saw coming. Him and Gi-hun being the last two alive, fighting each other off like that. His character just was, I think it just encompassed everything wrong with the games and the people that end up at the ends of these games, and like the kind of person you have to be to get to the end of this game and make it out of here alive. And obviously Gi-hun kind of defies the stereotype of the type of person you would typically expect to make it to the end of these games. Like I've talked about a little bit in previous episodes that these games are designed to, you know, these people are being thrown into these games. And the whole point, like between the front man and Gi-hun, was like, do you still have this faith in humanity? And like, sure, it's easy to not have faith in humanity when you make these games specifically so that the people who you can have faith in are going to get killed off immediately. Like all the good people, all the people who aren't in it and totally for the money, like your total focus has to be the money to get out of here. You have to be willing to do literally anything, get yourself out of this place with that money. And that's something that the front man did as well. Like he did that in his own games. He was handed that knife and he killed those people in their sleep to make it out of his own game. And he just assumes that everyone who makes it to that point is always going to make that decision. But you take like 456 of these super, like, just desperate people, and a group of them are going to fight tooth and nail to get to the end. They're going to kill or be killed. They're going to kill as many people as they can, do anything they possibly need to do, sacrifice whatever humanity they have within themselves to get to the end and get out of there with that money. And that's what we saw there at the end, that group of guys that we had going into this last game, all of them except for Gi-hun and maybe Min-soo. I guess Min-soo was just kind of there to be the first sacrifice, and he just kind of was there in a completely fluke accident, it seemed. It's crazy that he was even there to begin with. Just like all the other characters besides him and Gi-hun were there because they were the most ruthless, the most willing to do anything to make it there. And of course, you're not going to have faith in humanity when those are the people who have the most drive to get to the end because they're so obsessed with the money. And, you know, I feel like the person who made this, person who came up with this idea and wrote all this and directed all this and like made all of these 3 seasons of Squid Game definitely has a very specific outlook on life and on a lot of people, but they clearly also have some sort of faith in humanity. They have a faith in the people like Gi-hun existing and always being there, at least one person there to not be selfish, to sacrifice themselves, to be a good person in the end, to hold on to their humanity from beginning to end. And Gi-hun even has his own little slip up where he killed Dae-ho because he blamed Dae-ho for what had happened at the end of the previous season. And, you know, Gi-hun isn't perfect. Gi-hun definitely isn't perfect. He had a lot of flaws, but he still is someone that we could have faith in. We could have faith that he would succeed in these games, that he would still have the drive to do well in these games. At first, it was because we saw him wanting to save as many people as possible. Then we kind of saw him lose his way a little bit. That's when that led to that one game where he ended up killing Dae-ho. And then we saw him kind of come back to himself again when he was given this new task to take care of this baby. Like, do whatever you possibly can to take care of this baby. And I think that gave him a real purpose. And it was no longer saving everyone. It was no longer stopping the games. It was get this one baby out of here. And honestly, that was enough. That was enough of a goal for him to reach to, enough of a goal for him to sacrifice himself for, to sacrifice his life for. He needed to get this baby out of here. And that's what he dedicated himself to and promised to do. And I love that that's kind of what the ending showed here. Honestly, I felt like this entire time, especially through season 2 and season 3, that the creator of this has a very specific outlook on humanity, and it is not a very good outlook, especially when you look at the VIPs and the front man and all the people willing to participate in the Squid Games, in like all the pink suited people, the officer guy who number 11 killed. Like, all of these people are willing to participate in this, And so like that's a very bleak outlook on humanity. And obviously now there's apparently an American Squid Game with Cate Blanchett as a recruiter. But there's recruiters, there's presumably games, there might be games all over the world. This is not over. Like the Squid Game has not been defeated. It might be defeated in South Korea, at least for the time being. But it also, I feel like that kind of shows you can never really truly defeat this evil. This evil is always going to be lurking underneath the surface. The higher classes of the world, the people with all the money, like the VIPs, are always going to be interested in participating in this disgusting, awful death game and like watching it and betting on it and donating to it and keeping it alive. And that is a very bleak outlook on the world, but it also does ring true in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot of things that people with a lot of money are willing to let happen in the world. If it means that they get to keep all of their money, if it means they get entertainment, if there's this whole very small percentage of humanity who is willing to watch people kill themselves right in front of them and bet on it and laugh about it and not care that they're all like voting on whether to kill a baby or not. Like there's always going to be these kinds of people that are a part of humanity. And like we can say they're monsters all we want, but they are at the end of the day still humans. Like all those VIPs are still human beings participating in this and watching it. And I mean, that's just a disgusting thought. And that's why one of the reasons why I hate them so much is what they represent. I hate what they represent, and I hate that I can actually see those types of people existing in the real world if this whole thing actually existed. And I just think the creator of this definitely feels that all of these different pieces could exist. The VIP class of people, the people running the whole thing, the people who are desperate for money and what money represents. I mean, the people in the games, they're not like bad people for ending up in the games, for ending up where they are. They're not necessarily bad people for being desperate for money. I mean, money represents so many things: housing and clothing and feeding yourself and your family, a sense of comfort. And a lot of these people are in a lot of debt. And there's this whole system in the world that puts people into debt for money, for this like thing that is everything, but also nothing. Like it just, I mean, you can say it's like a million different things about money and what money is and what it represents and how meaningless it is and how meaningful it is. At the end of the day, people need it. People need it to survive in this world that we've created, this civilization that we've created. We need money, and these people needed money. They got into debt. They got into way too much debt, and they wound up in these games, and now they're desperate. And some of them are more desperate than others. Some of them are so desperate that they're willing to sacrifice all of themselves to get out of debt, get out of these games, get out of there with all the money, and presumably live comfortably after that. Or maybe most of them would pay off their debts, then go spend all the money, and then get into more debt. Like, I don't know. There's just this whole system around money that puts desperate people like this into this situation. And I think that's what the creator is going for. But ultimately, what I also think the creator is going for is humanity does have its bright points. I mean, humanity does have a lot of good in it as well. There's so many times throughout the series where our faith in humanity should be fully intact, like Player 149 and all of the help that she always gave to everybody. Like she always was just a motherly figure for everybody. Player 120, who was just so badass and was like doing everything she possibly could at every single moment to protect the people that she ended up caring about. Player 222, sacrificing herself to save her baby, to give her baby a chance because she knew she couldn't make it. Player 456, Gi-hun, sacrificing himself after everything we've seen to get this baby out of this game and to set it up for life. And because, I mean, that was the only option, was either he sacrificed himself or sacrifice the baby. And you know, there's literally no possible way that he would ever sacrifice that baby. You know, as soon as you see the button wasn't pressed, that it needs to be pressed. There's only two people left, only the child and Gi-hun, and one of them's going to have to go, or both of them are going to be shot. So Gi-hun knew what he had to do. And from that moment, you know what's going to happen. Honestly, I mean, I couldn't see any other way that particular scene played out other than, you know, I guess the way they could have written this in a slightly different way, where they did press the button before 333 went off the edge and Gi-hun and the baby get out together. And maybe that's something that would be more satisfying, is Gi-hun getting out. But honestly, I like that Gi-hun, as much as I hate to see him die, as much as I hate to see him gone after everything we've been through with him. I like that Gi-hun's last moment, his last decision was to sacrifice himself to save someone else, because that is just so indicative of who he was as a person. And it not only saved that baby, and not only gave us another glimpse to who he is as a person, and just another reason to have some small shred of faith in humanity, it also showed the front man that people aren't everything that he feels that they are. Gi-hun didn't follow his script. Gi-hun went his own way and did his own thing, and went out in the way that was like the most noble way he could have possibly gone out, right in front of the front man. And the front man had to sit there and watch that happen. And I don't know if it changed him. It kind of felt like it changed him at least a little bit, but I mean, it changed that baby's life. It changed Eleven's life. I mean, 11 was about to off herself, and she changed her mind after seeing Gi-hun sacrifice. And now 11 gets to go out and meet her kid for the first time in years. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. All of this is just to say that I did actually really enjoy where this ended up going. I mean, it's sad, it's really depressing, and there's a million different ways they could have taken this, but based on everything they had set up in season 2, going into season 3, this is an outcome that was entirely possible from the beginning of season 3. And as depressing as it is, as sad as it is to see Gi-hun gone, I'm honestly just glad that he went out the way he did. If he was going to die, I'm glad he died in the way he did, sacrificing himself to save someone else. And that is just such a testament to him and his character. And it felt very believable to everything we've seen from him so far. I guess my only real criticism of season 2 and season 3 was just like the pacing of some of the side stories, like Eleven's story and the story of the detective and all of his stuff on the boat. And like all of that kind of, once Gi-hun was in the game and once the game started, all of that kind of, it like appeared for like a few minutes here and there each episode. And like the pacing of that was kind of strange. But honestly, that's probably my only real criticism. Everything else in this was so great. The way it was shot, the way it was edited, the music as always, the cinematography as always, acting. There was so much passion, so many amazing performances in this season and last season as well. But this season, so many great performances from so many of the different players. This season made me feel so many different things. And a lot of that had to do with the performances. And overall, I really enjoyed this a lot. Yeah, I'm really glad that I got to watch it for this channel. I hope you enjoyed watching it with me. Oh, one more criticism, obviously, that I have is the VIPs and how they are done. I just hate them. I hate everything about them. I've already talked about that at length, though, and I try to forget about the VIPs as often as I possibly can. So forgot to mention that. But I think that's pretty much it. Let me know what your thoughts on this season were and what your thoughts on this episode were, of course. Thank you so much for watching with me. I really appreciate it. Stick around, subscribe, give this video a like, check out my Patreon if you're interested in full-length watch-alongs. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you guys later with more.